Hello and welcome to Two Queens Checking In. I'm Cedar Valley with my beautiful co-host.
Hey everybody, it's Miss Maxine.
Oh my God, Miss Maxine, and you were trying something new this week and it seems to have worked.
No, it didn't.
Oh no.
So thanks for the polite gesture
Damn it.
of lying directly to my face.
So sorry for those of you
I
joining. Miss Maxine was supposed to be able to get this to work on her computer instead of her iPad.
and it's still being an asshole. So
Damn it.
I thought I was all like computer repair technician. I was going to get it fixed and working fabulous. I'm still the asshole that I was last.
You're like, bitch, I got this. Oh no, I don't.
Yeah. It's like, I got the... No, not at all. Thanks, but no thanks.
So I'm really excited for you because today you were having pretty much like Dickapalooza.
Well, I mean, yes, but no.
Well, it was just a really good day for dick spotting.
Exactly. It's kind of like when you go to the nature preserve with your binoculars to try to find the one-horned finch or whatever the fuck they call those birds or whatever, But I was like, I don't know. Do I look like somebody who like doesn't have friends and looks at birds all day?
No.
No, not at all. But yeah, opportunity to everywhere I seemed to go today, there was like some hot, sexy, attractive, wearing his gym shorts where you could just see the outline of the bulge going on. And I mean, I was like getting the full rainbow of like blonde and redhead and brunette, et cetera, et cetera.
Lord Jesus,
So,
what a day.
mm-hmm.
I mean, even though none of them ended with anything, at least, the universe was giving you some good eye candy.
I mean, in reality, though, the universe is probably working in our favor because if they would have given me what I was seeing, this podcast wouldn't be happening right now. Because I have like sick day part 2. Sorry about your luck.
Yes, we are back from a brief hiatus last week. We needed a little bit of a mental health day.
Well, I I mean, we could call it that, but I mean, let's just be simple with the reality of what happened. So,
Yeah,
because I mean, it's not like it was technically either of our faults.
now I ended up working almost 48 hours last weekend.
Yeah.
We've talked about it before. I am a bitch who handles my business, as are you. We hustle.
Yes, ma'am.
My day job is extraordinarily demanding, and I do software implementation. So,
and I can't figure out how to log in on my computer. Just saying.
All right, boo, I got you. Don't worry.
I know.
It was funny because I was actually on one of the dating apps. I was talking to this lovely woman, and she does construction work. And she was like telling me that she was mudding a wall, and I had to Google what the fuck that even was. Like, I was like, why are you putting mud on the wall?
Wait, what does that actually mean?
So I guess it's like where you put like some crap on the wall, like when you're putting up the drywall to help them like stick.
Oh, gotcha.
Kind of like, yeah. So I had to Google that, and then I told her, I was like, look, I had to Google that because I have no idea what you're saying to me.
Yeah, it's kind of like me when a young person speaks to me. I always have to use Urban Dictionary to understand what they say.
You're like, hold up, I do not speak this language.
Oh.
Yeah, but then she was like, don't worry, boo, I got you. I can fix shit for you. But then she stopped talking to me, so clearly she doesn't want to fix shit for me.
So wait a minute. I have to backtrack a second here.
Back it up.
Is this the one that you were going, oh God, what am I going to do? Because look at this neurotic amount of messaging she has done to me.
No, that was a totally different lady. The one who was going to kill me in the woods.
Yeah, because I was going to say, I'm like, wait, she goes to Jew?
Yeah. Now that would have been poetic, right?
This
Like
that would
that.
have been some shit. We do have to back this up a little bit though, just to kind of explain to everybody listening.
Yeah.
So,
So I've obviously we've talked about this a lot over the last couple weeks. I've been on dating apps
and I'm
um
pushing for her to become a lesbian.
and which is fine because
Yes.
I definitely have the feelings for either side of the coin. I don't
Yep.
mind ladies, I don't mind men. Well, kind of sick of men, but that's a whole different story.
Well, but
um,
sick of them and not having a taste for them are two different things.
exactly. True story. It's like, yeah, sure, I ate 7 pounds of chocolate and probably don't want to eat anymore for a while, but I still want chocolate.
Yeah, because I mean, well, and that's exactly because I'm like I've been sick of men for like 37 years, and I still find a new trick every single day. So I mean,
So I've been chatting to these ladies, and like, I was hoping that the women would be a little bit better than the men. Not so much for, first of all, there's only like 3 lesbians on the dating app. So not,
so there's that.
not a lot of choices.
Which
Um,
I'm a little surprised by that because in the Pacific Northwest there's lots of like trees and forest, and I just kind of assumed that that would be like a lesbian hotspot.
I mean, this is the land of Subaru. Come on now.
That's yeah. Lesbians love Subarus,
Right?
like.
So I'm like, come on. Is it because I don't drive a Subaru? What?
Oh, it might be.
I know. I don't have a Subaru, so I
I
might
mean,
be out of the club.
can you get tickets to like an Indigo Girls concert like Stat?
I've
Melissa
got tickets
Etheridge.
for 2021, I swear.
Yeah.
So like
Oh.
this one lady I started talking to, and like the sentences she sent through were like gibberish. And so I was like, oh, okay, this is weird. But then she
Mhm.
sends me a follow-up message and says, I'm sorry, I just had surgery on my eyes. So, so then I felt bad, and I was like, oh.
But she validated it at the same
Right.
time.
I was like, okay, well, no wonder she's like, having wonky sentences or whatever. Like she's
Yeah.
obviously going through something. So I replied back, and I was like, oh, I'm so sorry. It sounds like you could use a friend, like, whatever. Then she proceeded to spam me like 5 minutes later with all kinds of like crazy ass sentences. Like, I'm going to take you to the woods. And I was like, whoa.
Yeah. And
this is how people get eaten. No.
I found it really hysterical because Theta started to text myself and Dark and Stormy and was like, oh my God, guys, I think I'm about to be murdered and, buried in the woods and blah, blah, blah. And of course, because I'm the dirty tramp of the group, I responded with, oh, no, no, no. This happens to me once a day on Grindr.
No, but
and I had to
way
like
different than Grinder Boys.
Well, yes, but crazy is as crazy is. So it does. That's not gender specific.
That's true.
So I then kind of had to like talk Theta through like what I usually do on the daily to politely let them down, and basically for them to gently get the hint, if you can call it.
Yeah, it's.
But so what ended up happening? Did you just stop talking to her then because of
I just
principle?
stop.
And
I stop and block. That's my stop, drop, and roll. Like they taught us in school.
Hey, I will never hate you for that statement. Trust me.
Right? I'm like, I'm freaking out. Stop.
Yeah,
drop them, block them, roll.
You're like, this bitch is not playing.
Yeah, because like I was not gonna go anywhere further down that train because that was like that's how people get eaten for real.
Yeah. So
and not in the way that I want it to be.
Oh yeah, I guess I didn't think of it that way.
Right? Not
So
in a good way, guys.
I have to admit to you. So I'll tell you about my what were we calling it? I'm sorry, the our personal day we took, our mental health day.
Our mental health day where I actually was working nonstop and pissed.
Well, I actually find it funny because I was away from my computer desk setup for 2 weeks then, I guess, because it was 2 weeks ago Sunday we did our last show. So I'm sitting there chatting with you just now, and I realized I'm like, why am I reorganizing my whole desk setup while we're doing this? Because, clearly I have issues,
You
but
well, you are
I have
a little
issues.
OCD, little
Yeah.
OCD.
Yes.
When we vacation together, I feel really bad because Maxine likes things to
Cleans
be.
up after her. After
Yeah,
you.
so like I'll like open my drink and like rip off the plastic and throw it on the table in the hotel,
Yeah.
and I'll have like a bunch of my shit spread out, and then she'll come behind me like 5 seconds later and be like
With a
picking it
Swiffer.
up. Yeah, I'm putting it in order. Like
Yeah.
this bitch.
Actually, it's really funny because whenever Theta and I go on vacation, the housekeeper usually leaves a lovely little note that says, "Thank you, Maxine, only for all the things you've done to assist us."
It's true. This bitch keeps that room cleaner than the housekeeping does.
Yes. But it's okay. I enjoy taking care of you, Theta. So I will gladly pick up all the little tchotchkes and pieces of paper and candy wrappers and coffee cups and your bras.
The bras double as
Untangle,
hat.
untangle your jewelry because you remember I've done that quite a few times. Okay,
I know
when we go
I
on
am a mess.
when we go on vacation, Theta opens up her suit. Well, I open up my suitcase and it's like a digital file
It
organizer going on.
is like
It's
even
like
your
lines and
socks
rows.
are
So,
rolled perfect.
and then Theta opens her suitcase and it looks like somebody vomited clothing and accessories.
It
And
pretty
then,
much just kind of goes poof.
yeah, and then she goes to take out her jewelry so we could pick out something fun to wear, and it's always literally like a clumped ball of chain knots. So yeah. But that's why we work well together, because you need that havoc and then I need to clean up after somebody. So
I know. And
but
it's you would think like, like it doesn't I would think that it would bother you, but you never seem to be annoyed by me at all.
no,
So
I
I
enjoy it
appreciate
actually.
that.
I enjoy the fact that you let me clean up after you. So that to
Yeah.
me is the win-win. But last week, since we were unable to do the show because of your little work emergency, I was actually secretly thankful that you texted me and were like, "Oh my god, I don't think we're going to be able to do this today." And I'll tell you why. Do you
Why?
remember how I've been bitching, moaning, crying, griping, and whining about how we've had like 9 million% humidity and it's been like in the high 90s every single day, which meant it felt like we were literally living in the pits of hell here in Northeast Ohio?
Yes.
Well, last Sunday, we had a massive thunderstorm and rain all day, and it dropped the temperature enough so that I was actually able to sit in my house with the air conditioning on, and the air conditioning brought it finally to a normal temperature, because even with the air on those past couple of weeks, it still felt like it was 900 degrees inside the house because
Oh,
of how hot and humid it was.
disgusting.
Yeah, so I was actually in one of my little like pretty day modes and was able to comfortably sit on the couch, and I had a few Hallmark movies playing, and I had myself a cup of hot chocolate, and by hot chocolate I mean iced tea. I had a small little smorgasbord of snacks all across the room that I just enjoyed my day and relaxed in peace and was able to not sweat while sitting down. So that
Oh
made
my
me very happy.
God, you bougied it up,
Yeah.
bitch.
So while you were being a grown up, I laid on the couch for 14 straight hours. So
I don't know if I was being a grown up because I'm pretty sure like I texted you 100 times. This fucking bitch, I hate her.
well, but it was understood.
It's true.
and,
It's true.
and the whole time I'm like, well, if you get the chance and we can do the call, but all the meanwhile I'm thinking, please just don't want to do it because I'm enjoying laying on the couch. So sorry, I love you, but I was all about not doing this last week.
Yeah, I
So
totally need a mental health day too, though, like an
yeah,
actual one that's not a faked emergency one.
yes,
Damn it.
yeah.
So, one of my favorite things that happened that I was really looking forward to talking about last week that we didn't get to was the fact that demon sperm and alien DNA have been trending because
Love
the
demon sperm.
oh god, same. The person, oh god, what is even her like title? She's like some kind of doctor that Trump like
Crazy
brought in.
pediatrician.
Yeah, and
Oh,
so
and a weird religious minister freaks lady. So
yeah,
not.
and so she totally believes that demon sperm and alien DNA, but demon sperm is the cause of like sexually transmitted diseases and
Mm-hmm.
uterine fibroids and ovarian cysts.
Yep.
So
So crazy whack job.
yeah, but also like if there's some bitches out there getting that demon D, I would like a hookup, please. Cause like, hello, I have seen some demons and some descriptions of some demons that make me say, yes, daddy, and I would like to know where I could get some.
uh,
Like, I don't know why she's acting like this is a bad thing.
yeah. Well, I actually found it funny, and I'm going to slightly quote the main article that was on the Daily Beast
Yeah.
about this nut job. That's probably the only way I can say it. I'm not even going to care to try to say who she is or any of that crap because she's just nuts.
Right.
But she put in there, it said something in the article, it said something about her talking about the physical effects of having sex with witches and demons in your dreams.
Oh, witches
So,
too.
yeah, so I hear this, and my first thought is, so wait a minute. I could create a whole illustrious career as a sex worker,
And
being that
not
I'm a
ever have to
witch.
touch anybody.
Yeah, like
You can fall in the dream.
I could just haunt the living motherfuck out of you in your dreams,
Yes.
and I could just force you to PayPal me money.
Oh my god, yes.
I mean, think about it. Like, which sex
Oh, I'm
workers?
so sorry. I almost died.
Ooh.
That must be a spirit entering me right now. Hold up.
You- I
Welcome.
was about to make a bad comment about how you clearly spit, not swallow. But
It's true, though. I'm going to save those calories for something I really enjoy. Thank you.
yes, but yeah, I'm like, you think about it, like they're trying to do that whole like, sex positivity for sex workers and all that stuff nowadays. I'm like, well, why can't we create an industry of witch, sexperts or something kind of, and I just have you give me lots of money to be a witch and have sex with you. And I'll even do the sex because, I like that.
What if it's a lady who wants sex?
If she pay me the monies, she will get all of my witch seed.
Yeah, but I mean, like,
I don't care. It's money.
can you perform under those circumstances?
Yeah. Because to me, okay, I'm going to sound like that total bitch because I know people are always like, money can't buy you happiness. Yeah, I can. And you know what? I will be looking at those dollar signs in my eyes and all the fun things that my life will be happy with because I now have money. Yeah, I'd get it up.
Yeah, it's really hard. Like my son is really into like I can't even remember what it's called right now because my head hurts. But just kind of like, anti-capitalism and blah blah blah. And there's a lot of that to an extent that I believe that we definitely need to do a better job as a society with the resources we have of like, hey, medicine should be free for everybody. That's a right, not, privilege.
Yeah.
And those kinds of things. But then there's the other side of it when I was arguing with my son the other day and I was like, yeah, but I like money because I want to buy things. Yeah. And he's like, you are not getting the point of this. And I was like, clearly I'm not.
Because I'm sure he's trying to sit there and say like, if we did away with money, then everybody would be put more on an even playing field.
Yeah.
Where we could all have, but I agree too. I mean, I do like pulling out the black card.
Right. I'm like, well, then how am I supposed to like pay for my Gucci, like with 7 goats or some shit? Like,
exactly.
Nobody's going to want my 7 goats for a Gucci.
I mean, somebody might,
Yeah, true.
but yeah. But
I
see,
was like,
that's
and
where
you can't even put chickens in the bank. Like, I can't have chicken credits.
I wonder. Talk to your son about this. See what he has to say. He might know.
Do you take chicken?
Yeah.
I know.
uh,
And I was being completely an ass to him just because it was funny because he gets frustrated and
mm.
never knows when I'm joking. But then also, still, I'm a little bit serious because I do think that when, you're able to buy what you want when you want, and, there's a lot of
Yeah.
stress that gets off of your shoulders.
Oh, that's very true. I mean, because obviously, what do they call it, like therapeutic shopping or whatever? When you,
Yeah.
but at the same time, if we don't have to worry about money, we could just take the things that make us happy. Because I'm still a label whore,
It's true.
so
You're going to be a
I
little
mean,
more.
yeah. So I mean, I don't know if whipping out the Benjamins is going to necessarily change my opinion as long as I can still get the Gucci.
I know, but do you know what a pain in the ass it would be to carry around like 7 chickens with you everywhere you went?
Well, it's not to say chickens though. Like I might be able to be like, I'll give you a head. You give me the Gucci purse.
Oh, you just
Yeah.
want this to go back to sex work.
It's a barter system. We all have things that we're talented in. And mine is pleasing the masses of menses.
Damn it. Now I'm going to have to think really hard at what I'm good at. Not a lot. Damn.
Sad to say, I'm actually sitting there trying to think of something to say, and I'm like, and I'm not even, but I'm not even trying to be shitty to you. I'm struggling today.
Because I suck and you know it. Like, I'm not good at anything.
Oh.
Damn it.
Sorry.
It's all right. It's like, I mean, I was born to be like a queen, and queens don't do things except for make decisions, and I can do that, but
there you go. You decide things for people.
Who's gonna barter with me for make your decisions?
Do you know how many men would love to have somebody who was going to sit there and say, the two of you are going here for dinner tonight, versus him having to make a decision and knowing it's going to be wrong?
Oh,
you might be able to make a huge career off of that in the barter world.
That's true.
Be like, I make decisions for couples, so the couple doesn't have to.
Also, I might be able to swing that into like dominatrix on the side.
That's another option too.
Super good at being bossy.
Yeah, that's true. You do boss me around quite a bit, and I'm okay with
I know, but I never like put my heel into your back.
Why do you think I actually cleaned the hotel room? So you stop hitting me. No.
Shut up, bitch. You like it.
I just snorted.
You did. Because I'm not lying.
You're not.
Oh my
shit.
goodness. Oh my Lord Jesus. See, it's that demon sperm gets us all giddy thinking about it.
Telling you.
We can't even control ourselves. And we're like, we're witches.
And see, that's what's even harder for us, because I mean, we just have that shit built in us already. So I mean, like, can you imagine?
God, I'm just like, have I just been giving everybody cervical cancer and didn't know?
Well, I mean, there was that. No, I'm just. The whole demon sperm thing actually, though, reminds me of True Blood. Just saying. Think about it.
I'm not.
Do you remember True Blood?
Yeah, I remember True Blood, the show.
Sookie and the whole vampire blood.
I mean,
but the whole like
Alexander Skarsgård. I want to bang him.
But you remember how like the vampires would sell their blood to regular people as like a drug and all that stuff. And now they're talking about, witch and demon seed and
Oh. Do you think we could sell a little bit of our blood?
We could call it W. How they did the V.
Could. Ooh.
I got some W for you.
Mine'll be WD-40 since I'm in my 40s.
And it will
Ink
stop your squeaking.
switchblade.
Yeah.
And I have so
Uh,
much thyroid hormone in my body from being suppressed for the cancer. It'll fucking get them high as a motherfucker.
See, so I think we need to get a loan to get this up and rolling for us.
Oh, you know what? We need to circle this back because didn't we get an advertisement on Facebook for somebody
Oh
to
my
help
God.
us with financial planning or
Yeah.
like getting loans or something?
They were here to make all of our financial dreams come true.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So yeah. Theta and I happened to get a message on our Two Queens Checking In Facebook page. And both of us are admins on it, obviously. So we both got to see that this gentleman reached out who is a financial planner who was wanting to help fix our credit, give us loans that we needed for our business, et cetera, et cetera. Now, first and foremost, let's discuss the whole bad credit thing because my credit score is 834. So I am
So,
16 points away from perfect credit. You can go F
boom.
yourself because I do check that. I do check that once a month because, yeah.
Yes.
But we have to start with that. Second off, we are a podcast channel. What kind of loan do we need?
I mean, you know,
I mean, I did not realize like if I needed to get a new like headphone that it was going to be that expensive.
we're
That
gonna
I
need
needed to like take out a second mortgage just to like buy the new headphone.
and if I do need to take out a second mortgage for that, then I've got some bigger problems.
Amen.
I don't know. I need to be messing with a microphone right now.
But it just actually made me piss my pants because my thought to it is now understand I take care of my mother who's 89 years old and we still have a landline for that reason. Because
Yes.
she don't do cell phones and she can barely understand the regular phone anymore, but that's a different story. But so I spend my entire day getting telemarketing phone calls on my landline. I spend my day getting telemarketing calls on my cell phone, and now I'm getting attacked on Facebook with telemarketers.
What is this bullshit?
Like, all I have to say is if Twitter starts sending me telemarketing things, I'm done because of course Twitter's where I go for all my dick pics and whatnot. So.
Right. Well, what I found was I loved your response though when you were like, "Dude, we're a podcast. What do you think we need money for?"
Yeah, I was like,
and then you offered him to listen to our show in case he needed to laugh.
Yes. So, Chad, if you are listening, shout out to you.
Hey, Chad. Also,
Hey.
just so you know, appropriate marketing.
Yes.
Think it through, sweetie. Think it through.
Now, if you wanted to sit there and say, oh, as a successful podcast channel, maybe you guys as a team would like to look as a financial advisor, look into me, investing your money for you. Which we also don't make any because we have like 5 followers. But
and shout out to you 5 followers for hanging in there, bitches. We love you.
So yeah, we ain't making any money. But at least if you did that, it would sound more realistic and like not so robot telemarketer call.
No, it was just like ridiculous, like canned email thing that he obviously like copied and pasted a million times.
Yes.
And it was just like, yeah, I found these people on Facebook. Let's see if they, get a hit. Like,
yeah.
That's not how things work, Chad.
Yeah, Chad. Get it together. I did have to laugh though. So of course I was kind of like, I just had to be a dick just because I could. And like Theta said, I was like, do you realize we're a podcast channel? Blah, blah, blah. But in case you're interested, we go live every Sunday at 12 Eastern, 3 Pacific time on Podbean. And then Theta's response was the icing on the cake. It was the cherry on top of that just gilded the lily. Please share what you said.
I just let him know that we talk about penises a lot. So just to be we warned you.
Yeah.
It's a good and a bad thing.
And I'm just humor because he never responded to us.
No, so clearly dick's not his game.
Clearly.
You would think straight guys would be totally into talking about their dicks. They seem to always want to do that.
I mean,
So,
So yeah, that was definitely a fun, interesting thing that happened.
yeah. Did we ruin Chad's dreams? Probably.
Possibly. He's probably no longer a financial advisor after us.
Yeah, he's done.
He's like, fuck this, I'm going back to Burger King.
Now, speaking of dreams, a whole different type of dreams. So you had. I woke up this morning to you telling me about a very intriguing dream that you had last night.
Yes. Okay, well this is let me try to preset everything, I guess.
Okay.
I don't ever remember dreams. So literally, for all I know, I may not have dreams. I wake up 99.7% of the time as a blank slate.
You see, I used to have really vivid dreams all
Mhm.
the time. The last several years, I haven't, which I
Yeah.
actually just found out is because I don't actually go into REM sleep. So, I only have maybe one or two dreams a year. So it surprises me that
Mhm.
when people say they don't have super vivid dreams, because like that's my brain goes into overtime.
Yeah. Well, and like I said, I just don't remember dreams at all. So for all
Yeah.
I know, I have no clue. I only have, I will be honest to sit there and say I may have 2 dreams a year on average that I remember having.
Wow.
Usually they're always like choppy, weird bits and pieces of things. So it's not even like I could sit there and say, oh, this was the story of what happened. I'm like, so I started off in a room and then I blinked twice and I was in a different room and then I woke up. Like that's usually how my dreams normally are.
Yeah.
But this one was very step by step, like made sense in it, but it was still fucking bizarre. Now, yesterday was a really good friend of mine's birthday. And obviously, due to social distancing and all that jazz, because we actually believe in following that, we decided to have a miniature birthday get together for him. So there was him and his girlfriend and their roommate, which the three of them haven't literally left their house since March. We all went to a big pavilion in the park. They sat on one side, I sat on another, and then on like which made a triangle as a fifth friend of ours. So there was 5 of us total. Okay. And we just had a fun get together for his birthday. I'm going to call him Bob, just for the sake of not saying real people's names and whatnot.
Okay.
But I go to bed last night and I woke up laughing my ass off because I had this whole dream that was us at the park at the pavilion yesterday for his little birthday get together. But now, mind you, these are people that I usually like kind of see on a regular enough basis. So, I mean, even though we've been doing the whole quarantine and whatnot, like I will go over to their house and stand on the sidewalk while they sit on their porch and talk to them from a distance. So it's not like I don't see them once every couple weeks or whatever, or at least for a few minutes. So I have this dream that Bob is now all of a sudden like 5 times the size he is.
Oh.
Which was, ridiculously huge. So, I mean, if you see somebody today and then you see them in a week and they're all of a sudden like 600 pounds heavier,
surprising.
It's super surprising. And of course, I'm a little bit brash and ignorant the way I speak to people. So I'm like, why is Bob so fat all of a sudden? Because I can't help it. Actually, I think my wording was gross fat.
Oh, don't be fat shamed in your sleep, Maxine.
No, I'm not fat shaming. But he was so much bigger that it was like gross fat. You know what I mean? Like it's not actually shaming anybody. It's just the fact of the matter. But here's what's really funny. So he was still wearing the clothes that he would normally be wearing at his normal size right now. Except it was almost like if you took all of the stuff and separated it at the seams and then attached elastic straps to make it fit. So like his pants were like the front and the back were on with these elastic straps like stretched to the gills to make it fit him. And same thing with his shirt. And I mean, it was huge pieces of elastic, like super stretched. And I keep going, why is Bob so fat all of a sudden? And everybody's like, what are you talking about? He's skinny. And I'm like, no, he ain't. Can't you see him? He's like super fat. I don't understand what's going on. Because like a week ago, he was his normal size. So why is he all super fat all of a sudden? And everybody was just looking at me like, you asshole. And I'm like, I couldn't for the life of me in my dream think, I was trying to figure out, like, are they just like not wanting to acknowledge the obvious thing that was right in front of our faces, or was I the only one seeing this? So, like, therapy for me, Theta. I don't understand what that was.
What was happening to you?
What?
What was happening to you? Your microphone went crazy.
Oh, sorry, I don't know. But I know I said help me, like do a dream interpretation or something. I don't know what's going on.
Clearly, you are terrified of
Gaining weight.
gaining weight inside of quarantine.
I mean, already been there, done that. So.
Clearly, this is traumatizing to you.
Yes.
And it is leaking out into your dream world. And
but yeah, I just find that super hysterical, especially too because first off, especially you making the comment about fat shaming in my sleep, because I don't see people as color or size. I look at them as the character person that they are anyway.
yeah, I mean, I'm super fat.
Yeah.
So you never told me I'm super fat. No, I mean, I am. It is what it is. I'm 300 pounds.
No, you
really
is
fat.
not. You're
I
not.
am 300 pounds.
I'm not saying that. You're not fat, so you should.
Actually, I'm 309 pounds. Thank you very much. An extra baby in there.
but the whole point to what I'm saying though is like, you could call it whatever you want, but like, why was I so obsessed with that? Because I never noticed that on people. Like, honestly, I really am kind of that, and I'm not trying to sound like I'm such a caring, good person, because I'm a bitch in other ways. But like, I look at people as like the character that they have, not the flaws or whatever's, you know.
Yeah, but you do definitely hold yourself to a different standard.
Well, obviously, because I have to be super sexy and gorgeous. But
I don't know. Maybe you're afraid of things changing on the outside world so immensely that you don't recognize it, and you feel like everybody, and you know, everybody else seems to think it's normal, and it's impacting you, like the change.
You know what? That actually could be very simple about like all the stuff going on in the world today, just as a general. Like you're saying, because I mean, like actually, I told you the one day how some days I sit there and I'm like, did I actually die? And am I living in hell in a time loop?
Yeah.
Because that's what this whole virus makes me feel like some days.
Well, it's kind of maddening, right? Like we've got this crazy president. We've got crazy shit happening all around this president. We've got...
You have his crazy cult followers.
Yeah, we've got protests in the streets because, you know, the injustices have just skyrocketed under this president. We've got a pandemic. So, I mean, there's so much crazy shit going on that it doesn't feel real sometimes. And so it may be your brain just trying to make sense of it going, because some days
like, why doesn't anybody see it? Yeah.
Yeah. Some days I feel like, you know, I don't understand how people are not seeing this. Like, how are you not wanting to social distance and like wear a fucking mask? Like you can see the numbers.
Well, and that's exactly like what I find like amazing and hysterical. Like I said, as to why some days I'm like, am I in a death time loop, but also in hell at the same time? Because first off, I do remember that it's August, but sometimes I'm not sure if it's still maybe April.
Right.
And it's like, I'm not quite sure if it's still 2020, but I believe it is. So it's one of those things where it's like Bill Murray in Groundhog's Day. He woke up to the same thing every day. But the difference with my time loop is I'm living the same day, just with different scenarios happening each time. Like today I wake up and it's just the pandemic. Tomorrow I wake up and it's the pandemic and murder hornets. Tomorrow I wake up and it's the pandemic and all these protests happening. The day after I wake up and there's the pandemic and demon sperm.
Yeah, like it's like it's bizarre. Like every day there's some bizarre. Like, I mean, I don't even know what to do right now with everybody, the whole country being torn apart about voting by mail.
Oh my God, that is
like,
so
I
ridiculous.
don't even understand why this is a thing.
I can tell you very easily why.
Oh, your microphone's being funky.
Oh. Is it okay again?
Yeah.
Okay, because I actually
Are you like rolling around or something?
So I mean, I told you I was cleaning my desk space earlier, so now it's time for me to do yoga.
Yeah.
But I just had a point I was going to say. I'm sorry.
Oh,
we
you're
were
gonna
talking.
tell me why the mail is a
Oh,
problem.
oh yeah. Okay, so when you mail in your vote, it gets processed correctly. When you vote at well, no,
True.
I'm being dead serious. When you
Yeah.
vote with a machine where Russians could hack into it to change your vote from anything but Trump to Trump, that's why Trump's trying to tell you not to mail it in because he doesn't
Right.
want it to be a legitimate voting system. He wants it to be corrupt so that he can continue to throw his corruption out there. And because his cult followers are part of his cult and they don't have their own brain and they spout off all the lies and ridiculous propaganda, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, they also believe that the mail in voting is what causes fraud, even though it's a legitimate fact and truth that mail in is, by definition, the way to go.
Yeah, so in the state of, I'm in Washington State, right on the border of Oregon,
Mm-hmm.
and both states have mail-in only. Like we don't even have polling places.
Mm-hmm.
And the 6 years that I've lived here, I have only been able to vote by mail, and we have not had any issues that we're aware
And
of. They were
that,
doing it before I moved here
yep.
successfully. And so I think we have some pretty good case studies of states that are
Yes.
already doing this,
And
and
that's
that it's
exactly
effective.
why they don't want it, because that's when Putin can't get his hands into our voting ballots to twist it and turn it for his favor.
Well, what's really funny is like on the internet, somebody will post like, mail-in voting is going to destroy us. It's terrible. It's not safe. And then I always will respond like, hey, here in the state of Washington, I've been doing mail-in only voting for 6 years, and we don't have any
Yeah.
issues. And like then they always like get so mad at me.
Well,
And I'm like, but guys, it's
yeah.
fact. Like that's what's
But
happening.
but see, here's the thing. Okay. So when you are a part of the Jim Jones cult and Jim Jones tells you, "Good morning, my followers. Today the sky is green." Every one of them is like, "Yeah, the sky is green."
It's
And then
true.
tomorrow when he says, "And I know you think that the sky is green, but it's actually orange." They're like, "Well, duh, yeah, it's orange." They don't sit there and look at the fact that, wait, what he said yesterday was that it was green. So today he's telling us that those of us who thought it was green are living a lie
Right.
and it's actually orange. And then just looking at the sky for yourself and saying, but wait, bitch, it's blue.
Wait a minute. What? Hi, Laura.
Yeah.
Welcome. Yeah,
Oh, hi,
it's
Laura.
just it's just like and Laura's just like that gone. We'll
Oh,
miss you. Rip.
Laura will forever be in our hearts.
I'm
I think
aloha.
I think she's a trumpeter, just saying.
um, but yeah, it's like bizarre to me. Like I just don't understand, and like I don't get like why you're going to demand we have to do live voting,
Yeah.
but it's because it's fine. I don't know. It's just
Yeah.
it's all of it's confusing and weird. And you're right. It's like I really think that's tying it all back to your dream. I think your brain's just trying to make sense of all the fucked up shit that keeps happening every single day.
Yeah. And it is. It's just one big ball of crap that just keeps
Yeah.
recycling. And I mean, like, honest to God, this is one of my favorite things. So I've mentioned in previous podcasts, for those of you who do join us regularly, you remember I said I was uh had this person that I don't even like necessarily always using the term friends for things, but I'm friends with them on Facebook.
Right.
It's somebody that I do know and in person. I think she's probably just a little uneducated because she obviously is part of this whole, trumpeter brigade. Hi, Vinny
Right.
203.
Hey,
Um,
Benny.
but she was one of those people that was literally posting. Oh, this was actually a funny thing that happened. So she posted this picture. It was from some movie with Leonardo DiCaprio, like skipping and jumping. And it says, me walking through Walmart without a mask, kind of. So a friend of mine, and we are doing good, Vinny. How are you doing today? So a friend of mine whose dad actually did manage to have COVID and survive without having any bad repercussions, put on there, I think this is, humorous and funny because as somebody who's not a doctor, you probably shouldn't be going around telling people what to or not do with the mask situation because my father is actually somebody who did contact COVID through somebody not wearing a mask, blah 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 blah. The woman deleted her response.
Oh,
So my friend who was actually prepared for this had it already written out in a Word document, so she kept just pasting it back into her thing, and she kept deleting it and she kept reposting it. So my friend literally spent the entire day putting it on her Facebook thing and hitting reply. And then 5 minutes later, we go back and see she deleted. So go back in and repost it and hit reply. We were dying. So I was like, bet you any money this bitch was like, what is going on with Facebook today? Why is it not deleting this thing that is not
that
agreeing with me?
is some
Yeah.
next level brilliant
Yeah.
pettiness.
It was amazing. This friend is genius. This is my friend that owns the Crystal and Moss Dragon
Nice.
site.
Yes.
Yeah. So I gave her so much credit for that. She did an amazing job. She got that message going that you can't.
All right. Are you fooling around again because your mic is going out of control?
No, is it making noises or something? Or
Yeah.
oh, I'm not hearing anything on my end, so I apologize, but
It's
I don't know what's
okay.
happening.
It's
But
like literally, it sounds like you're just like rolling around on like a fur blanket, like all naked and just trying to live your best self right now.
and again, what is your issue here? But anyway, so I digress. But the humor of this, though, to me was right there is just kind of showing to me. So this woman who is following this cult mentality is sitting there saying, I'm going to be a tough guy and put this thing about not wearing a mask. And then you have a person who educates them with some truth. And because it was truth, she couldn't hear it. So she deleted it.
She's like, no, not happening.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like, I don't understand. I thought you were such a tough guy Trump supporter. And I do that. And I'm doing that too because I also feel like they have to have that gruff voice because they're showing that they're,
I love it.
but I mean, think about it. Anytime you hear one of them, praising their good Lord and they're using this kind of voice and they're all like, they're doing the tough guy talk.
Yes, definitely. Now, I think for me, I have a lot of dreams where I have sex with people I would never ever have sex with in real life. And I don't, and I enjoy it. And I don't understand why that happens to me in my dreams, but it really pisses me off. So if you have any explanation for that shit, because I just had one this week where I slept with this little, I don't know if you remember him. He was a cute little gay boy we met on the cruise, him and his partner, and he's an artist and he's super adorable, but not my type.
I do remember him, but I don't remember his name.
Yeah, I'm not going to say his name on here because, no. But I'll tell you, I'll text it to you.
Yeah.
I mean, he's super adorable. I want to put him in my pocket. He's so cute.
Yeah, but he definitely was a very nice guy.
Not my type that I would, sleep with at all. And so I'm not sure why I would have a dream that I slept with him. A, he's not even into women, so there would be no choice happening. And B, like literally not even close to, oh, thanks, Vinny.
Thank you, Vinny. I appreciate that. And 13 is our lucky number because that makes us a teen. That means we're teenagers now. So, but yeah, and also professional podcasters.
Why would I continually dream? And like one time, years and years ago, I had this 98-year-old like landlord who was like decrepit, and like I had sex dreams about him. Why do I have sex dreams about people that I would never have sex with?
Well, this is as a professional slut. Yes, this is my opinion. Okay. So, I feel it's so much easier and better to have dreams about having sex with people you would never touch in a million years with a 10-foot pole than having to do it in real life.
I mean, obviously.
So count your blessings, because so okay, we're going to discuss my grinder hookups sometimes. Because I have been known to chat with a, if you would like to say gentleman caller, because that's a polite way of saying I'm a whore. But about
right?
it.
Thank you, Vinny. I should have the dreams about having with the one I want to have it with, but
No.
instead,
But
my
see,
brain is an asshole and keeps making me bone really nasty people.
But the thing is you dream about having sex with the nasty people, and then you actually fuck the hot ones in real life.
Yeah, no, but I don't. maybe I'm just so sex deprived. My brain's like, lower your standards and take whatever you can get.
Well, let me just sit there and say, okay, so Vinny, you will learn in one of our past episodes that I had this whole discussion about how I cannot stand filters. Because it drives me nuts when I see again, grinder person that looks a certain way. And I'm not a hater, but I have a type. And I am attracted to the things that are my type, and I'm not attracted to the things that aren't. And I think everybody should,
Totally.
Now, here's the thing. I've had people, thanks to, Snapchat filters, I think that they're looking a certain way, and I get to their house to, pull my pants down and do the deed, and they're not at all what their picture showed.
Right.
And then I'm standing there going, okay, well, am I a complete asshole and just go, ew, and walk away? Or do I have to now take one for the team because I'm committed and I drove 25 minutes? And so I think it's better that you have these gross sex dreams and not have gross sex realities.
How often do you just take one for the team and close your eyes?
Quite a bit.
Oh, honey, I'm sorry.
So, with the good comes the bad. Oh, and what I was saying, Vinny, was I can't stand, I don't mind actually people using Snapchat filters and whatnot, but I hate when it blurs the reality of what you actually look like versus what they want you to think that they look like.
Yeah.
So,
like if you're only using Snapchat filtered or
to look pretty.
Face app filtered pictures on like your profiles for dating, that's kind of misleading. Like
it's very misleading. Yeah.
Like because I'm a plus size girl, I definitely put full body pictures on my profile because I don't want to surprise anybody. Like, if you're not into chubby chicks, that's quite okay. Yeah. And I'm fine with that. Everybody has a preference. But I definitely don't want to surprise anybody and have them get into that situation where I get there and they're like, oh, I really don't dig fat chicks. It's not my thing, and have to put them in a situation where they have to decide whether they're going to pull their pants down or not.
And that's exactly my point. Like I, want the world to think I'm 19, but on my Grindr profile, it actually says 45. I want people to think I'm a size 3, but I'm actually like, okay, listen, I gained some weight during the coronavirus and I'm actually now a big bitch. Like, I think this is the way you have to look at it. There is somebody for everybody out there. And I understand that a lot of times people have these body image issues that forces them to think that they're not good enough for certain things, which is the reason why people go this route. But just be honest,
Yeah.
And I would, like I said, I would any day rather, I was just going to say, I would rather any day have the dream than have the reality. That's all I'm going to say about that. But I'm sorry, what were you going to say?
No, I was just going to say, and I know you're going to argue with me about this, but I'm not traditionally pretty. Definitely in the realm of cute. I'm not, and it's okay though, because I know, and it's not me being,
you're not society stereotype. How
exactly. And
I'll take that as an answer.
Yeah. And I definitely don't mean it in a derogatory way towards myself.
And I know you don't.
It's just me accepting the reality of what my looks are, and it's okay. And, so I don't expect everybody to feel attractive to me just from a picture, because I'm not traditionally what society would deem as pretty. But you know what, bitch? I am such a good time. You want to hit me up? We're gonna have fun.
Yes. and that's exactly it. When I go on a dating app, well, a hookup app. I'm not going to even try to act like I'm going for dinner. I'm going strictly for dessert. But Anyway, so when I go on those and they say swap pics, I start off with my dick pic because obviously,
Number one
uh,
best feature.
like, I mean, Vinny, I don't know if you're male, female, gay, straight, whatever, but at least in the world of Grindr, if you've ever been on it, literally, guys don't really give a fuck about your face most of the time. They want the below the belts.
Give me that
So,
money shot.
yes. So, anyway, when I go on there, I give them the money shot. And if it looks, appetizing to them, if you could say, then I start to send other pictures of me, which is, like you said, the face and the full body and all that jazz. But
Yeah.
I don't suck in that little bit of a gut that I now have, or I don't, go to the Photoshop editor and draw on abs.
Yeah.
I send it as it is because the thing is if I send it to you, and one thing I do hate is when they block you as soon as you do that, because it's like, if I'm not your type, just say, sorry, you're not my type, because I'm a big boy and I'm not actually desperate for sex.
Right.
So if I send you that and you're like, oh, I'm sorry, that's not what I'm looking for, because I've done that to people myself.
Yeah, exactly. What do you show by blocking? Like that you're immature and can't handle things like an adult? I mean, for fuck's sake. And I mean, I am a little desperate for sex, but I still get it.
Exactly.
I'm still going to accept it like a grown-up.
Yes. So basically, be yourself is all I'm saying. Because when you're like me and you accept your flaws and you love who you is,
yep.
Guess what? You fabulous, and you get the head. I mean, the sex, and and there is no need for blocking.
No.
All right, Dramo.
Hello, Dramo. What is since we're getting close to the end here today, what is your bougie? Every week, those of you who have joined us for the first time, Miss Maxine does her bougie pick of the week because she's a bougie bitch.
It's very true. I do live my life to the bougiest. And by the way, Vinny did say something that I wanted to touch base on, because it says, by the way, I like the red background of hearts.
Thank you. I changed that this morning to try it.
Because when I logged in, I was like, Podbean changed on me.
No, I had an option and I was like, ooh, that looks fancy. Let me try that.
As we discussed at the very beginning of the podcast, so I'm not the computer genius, and I've been struggling trying to get the podcast to work for me on my computer, but I have since had to do it on my iPad. So I thought I actually got it resolved today. And that's why I was like, wait, did the hearts happen because it felt bad for me? Or so and Vinny said
Vinny would like to know what is bougie.
So bougie is basically something that is over the top, opulent. I like to use the term gilding the lily quite a bit, because it is like adding that extra layer of something fancy to yourself. And I kind of that's almost like my whole life's mantra, if you could say. Like, I think that, now, understand, when I went out and bought myself my first ever Gucci wallet. Now, yes, I spent years for saving for it, so it's not like I'm a rich bitch who could just afford one. But I needed something materialistic to make me feel over the edge. So to me, that was my bougie moment. I bought my Gucci wallet. But in general, though, I'm a very strong believer that it's not about the money that you spend for something. It's the way you do things in life that are living your best life, having your most bougie moment, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, bougie is more of like an attitude, right? And more of like kind of a way to be your best self and to always add a little bit of a fancy flair to everything you do. Yeah.
I like that. Fancy flair.
Get a little bit of a fancy flair in everything you do. Like, sure, maybe I'll have a cupcake, but bitch, I'm going to put some 24 karat gold flakes on that cupcake because now it's bougie.
Exactly. And if you know what, if you can't afford 24 karat gold flakes, how about rainbow sprinkles to make it look prettier?
Exactly. We're gonna make
That's a
it just.
bouginess.
We're gonna zhuzh
Yes,
it up. Zhuzh it up. Yes.
exactly.
Oh, honey,
Ooh.
yes.
Um,
Tie me up,
okay.
tie me down, spank
So,
me, and let me call you daddy. Anyways,
I'm gonna do our normal thing out
do
of
it.
order here.
Go.
So Vinny, just so you know, we are on Instagram. Our channel page is at Those Two Queens. Theta's personal page is at Theta Valley, and my page is at Maxine Factor. So just let you know the whole blindfold and kinky sex thing. You could have a conversation with me on there. I'll explain all kinds of kinky shit that I do that's bougie to me. Because I'm ignorant. But so you're gonna die, okay? Because I just went on this whole rant about people using fucking Snapchat filters and
Oh my gosh.
making the fake version of themselves.
Uh-huh.
My bougie pick of the week, ironically, is ring lighting.
Oh, bitch. No, you didn't.
Okay, so okay, I'm gonna be that person, and I'm going to allude to the fact that no, you didn't ask a wrong question at all. Just let you know.
Oh, no, we're
we
horny bitches. We'll
we're
talk about anything.
yeah, and we literally will talk about anything, everything, and then some in between. There's never a wrong question or an inappropriate one in our case. We're the inappropriate ones usually. But so I'm working on a special project that I wish could be something that it was a Theta and Maxine project, but because we live on opposite sides of the country, it can't happen this way.
But I'm so excited about your
But
project.
yes, and it's probably not going to be anytime soon. But let's just say I bought a ring light for it. So I'm learning how to do video editing and video production, if you can say, in its own way. And one thing that I keep saying is, especially on YouTube, that people use ring lighting as far as, the video quality. So
Right.
I'm looking online and I'm like, ring lights, how much can I spend? And for anybody who doesn't know what a ring light is, it's literally a circle that's a light bulb. And it is what they use for, making the videos.
Right.
So I was like, I'm not spending $300-400 on one of these things if I don't know if it's going to do anything for me. So I was like, Walmart.com, and I found that for a lovely price of $29.95 pre-tax, they have a selfie version that's like an 8-inch pizza size. Because yes, that's how I equate numbers as for food. And I was like, okay, so I'm going to get this as a tester and a play around just to kind of see. It changed my life.
Yeah, you've sent some of those pictures of
The with and without.
Yeah, and without it, and it is night and day difference.
Yeah.
Of how you look in those pictures with the ring light versus no ring light.
Yeah, and I was like shocked and amazed. Now the thing is unlike a Snapchat filter, it doesn't add bunny ears or shave 40 pounds off of you.
This is true.
It just
gives you like the best
blends it all out.
Skin. Yeah.
And I'm like sitting there going, I need to do makeup tutorials and post that shit on the internet and all that kind of stuff. So I'm actually thinking, living my most bouginess is suggesting that anybody and everybody, if you can afford the $30-40, go get yourself one of these selfie ones, because it is literally like what the Instagram celebrities use to have those quality photos and all that stuff.
Yeah. So that's
do that to make you happy.
Yeah,
I'm going to try to find a way to make like some sort of belt harness so I could have just ring lights surrounding me at all times.
Everywhere you go.
Yes.
I know, Vinny, it's not software engineering related. It's more of just like editing those videos, images, and stuff like that.
Yeah, exactly. But it's when you go ahead. No, you're good.
I was gonna say Maxine's working on a YouTube channel that'll be coming out.
I just said it was a secret.
Yeah, so.
But you just kind of gave it away.
But I didn't say what it was about.
True.
So that start's still secret. Fucking
yes,
bitch, Theta. One other thing I wanted to kind of promote before we closed up for the day. I have. I think I mentioned it a couple weeks back. I was I have an anthology that just came out called Fractured Realities. And right now we're doing a photo contest for anybody that might buy a copy of the paperback book. The photo contest is ending here shortly. So if you have purchased the book or are interested in purchasing the book, you can go onto Instagram or onto my Theta Valley author page on Facebook. And all the details for the contest are there. They're giving out some prizes and junk like that from the editor. So, free stuff's always fun.
And I'm glad you did bring that up, because I was wanting to say I saw that you guys are now offering the paperback edition, so I was very excited about that.
Yes. So everything's been delayed because of COVID. So it took us a little bit, the publisher, a little bit to get that. So please read my paragraph message you missed. I don't know where it is.
Yeah, I don't either. I'm scrolling.
Yeah. We missed it, obviously, because we don't see it.
I'm wondering if, I don't see anything. I really apologize. But seriously, if you want to follow us on Instagram, message us that, because I apologize, I'm not seeing anything that's more than like a couple words here.
Yeah. So all right, guys. Well, that is all for us this week. We'll be back next week. The same fire trash dumpsters that we are.
Be back to give you some more hot mess drama.
Give you all of our opinions, because we know nothing about everything.
Yes, it's true.
So, I'm running behind because I forgot to get the music queued up. So
I was like, what's going on?
Hold on, I did it. Okay. Yay. Bye everybody. Until next week.
Bye, bitches. Deuces.